Welcome back, everyone. I'm here to share another terrifying experience with you today. This one is truly disturbing, and it has to do with mirrors and seeing yourself sleeping. Before we get into the story, please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also tap that like button because it really helps us out. Now let's get into the story. I was living alone in my own apartment. I was finishing up my master's degree, so I didn't have too much money. One day I found a mirror at an antique store for about $15. It wasn't any bigger than a bathroom mirror, maybe about half the size of a door. I bought it not thinking much of it, brought it home, put it up in my bedroom, which didn't have any mirrors. One night I was laying in bed reading a book and I noticed something odd. I saw myself lying in the bed reading the same book. I assumed I had gotten my eyes checked recently, and I had no idea that my prescription had changed since I last got them done. So I thought maybe I needed new glasses. The face staring back at me was definitely my own, but its eyes were completely black. There was nothing visible in the pupils or the irises, just two bottomless pits of darkness where eyes should be. I went to the bathroom to wash my hands and splashed some cold water on them. I looked at my reflection again, and then back at the mirror. The figure was doing the exact same thing. I turned away to dry my hands, and the figure did the same. I began to feel uncomfortable, so I turned off the light in the room and went to sleep. In the morning after I woke up, I got up and went to the bathroom, splashing water on my face. I looked in the mirror. To my absolute horror, there was blood all over my face. I must have slept with my mouth open and bit my tongue hard in my sleep. But then I remembered I hadn't seen this when I woke up. This means I had been bleeding profusely while asleep. I was terrified. That evening I tried to sleep again, but I ended up just sitting in a chair reading a book for hours until I eventually fell asleep sitting up in the chair. When I awoke, it was to the sound of dripping water. I sat up and turned on the light to see water slowly dripping down from the ceiling onto the floor. I stood up and walked over to the mirror. There I saw myself hanging from the ceiling upside down. My neck was bent at an unnatural angle, and my head was hitting the ceiling, causing the water to drip from my mouth. I screamed. I don't remember how long I stayed standing there, paralyzed with fear, but then I managed to break free from whatever was holding me there and stumbled backwards. Staring back at me was my own horrified face contorted in a silent scream. I turned and fled, hiding in the bathroom. I spent the entire next day in there. I didn't eat or drink. I didn't leave. I hid in the bathroom. That night I packed a bag and left. I didn't look back. I moved several states away. I've been seeing a therapist to try and help me cope with this trauma. She says that I should go back and destroy the mirror. So yesterday, I went back. As soon as I opened the door, I could hear the sound of dripping water. I could feel a sense of dread wash over me. I quickly looked around and saw that the mirror was gone. I felt a sense of relief. Maybe this would finally allow me to move on. But as I took another step inside, I noticed something. On the wall hung a picture frame. Inside was a mirror. It was smaller than the original, but it was the same style, an antique full-length mirror. I backed away slowly, and as I did, I saw myself enter the room behind me. I turned to run, but before I could move, I heard the distinct sound of footsteps coming closer and closer. Then I heard my own voice speaking, "It's too late. You can't escape." I ran to the front door, fumbling with the keys in my hand. As I finally got it unlocked and stepped out, I heard a loud crash. Then silence. I never looked back. I drove as fast as I could without speeding. I didn't stop until I reached my new home. This morning I woke up early and got ready for work. Before I left, I decided to check on the damage. I went back to my old apartment, knocked on the door, and waited. When no one answered, I stuck my key in the lock and stepped inside. The first thing I noticed was the dripping water. I followed the sound and found the source. The pipe had burst and water was pouring out. I knew the landlord would be angry if he found out I'd been there, so I tried to fix it myself. As I worked, I became aware of something else. The air was stale. It was like the oxygen had been sucked out. And then I saw it. Hanging on the wall was the mirror. It had come loose and fallen, but it was still intact. I felt a growing sense of dread as I realized what was happening. I hadn't fixed the pipe. Whoever or whatever had entered the room had fixed it. But that wasn't the worst part. Staring back at me from the mirror was my own reflection. Rather, what was supposed to be my reflection. It wasn't me. It was the creature from the other night. Its eyes burned into my soul. It smiled a smile that wasn't mine. It spoke. "You can't hide from me forever," it said. Its voice echoing with an ancient power that sent shivers down my spine. I stumbled backwards, knocking over a chair. The creature in the mirror mimicked my movements, its grin widening. Panic surged through me. I turned and fled, the creature's laughter echoing behind me. Now I don't know what to do. I'm scared to look in any mirror for fear of what I might see. I'm afraid that the creature will find a way to follow me even here. I'm afraid that it's already here. I can feel its presence watching me, waiting for me to turn around. When I shared my story with my therapist, she told me that I was making this up. She said that there's no such thing as demons. But I know what I saw and felt. The mirror showed me my own reflection, except for its eyes. They were always bottomless pits of darkness, filled with nothing. But now they burn with an evil fire. And I'm afraid that the creature is trying to possess me, trying to use me as a vessel to enter this world. I don't want to be possessed by a demon. I don't want to unleash evil into the world. I'm writing this final entry now because I feel like time is running out. I can feel the presence behind me getting closer. I can feel its dark energy seeping into my veins, trying to consume me. I can feel its icy fingers digging into my skin. I can feel its hot breath on my neck. If you're reading this, please believe me. Believe me when I say that there are things in this world that we are not meant to see, things that we are not meant to understand, things that lie in the darkness beyond our perception, waiting to be unleashed. This is my final entry. I must go now. The presence is upon me. I can feel it consuming me, enveloping me, possessing me. I can feel its power surging through me. Goodbye. If you read this, then know that I have become one with the darkness. Know that the creature has consumed me. Know that evil has entered this world.